Pharrcast, episode 35.
Another episode, and joining us today is Myra Gomez, Purchasing Director for the City of Pharr. How are you, Myra?
Good morning, Kenya. I'm doing fine, thank you.
So you're going to be sharing with us some important information about our first ever Vendors Expo here in the City of Pharr, happening May 22nd. But first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself, Myra.
Well, my name is Myra Gomez. I'm the Purchasing Director for the City of Pharr. I have been with the City of Pharr for 2 years. However, I have been doing procurement and contracting for 22 years now.
Great. We're so happy to have you here in Pharr now.
Thank you.
And tell us about this first ever Vendors Expo. How did this come about, and what do you want to tell our community?
So the location is going to be in Pepe Salinas, and it's going to be on May 22nd. I urge you to come. It's going to be from 8:30 to 4:30. There's going to be music. There's going to be, it's going to be a live event. So then this Vendor Expo came about because I've noticed that we haven't had one. And so I just wanted to open up the opportunity for vendors to come by and to actually know how it is that we work whenever we spend taxpayers' money. So whenever a vendor comes in, we do have a lot of these, visits to our office, and they say, hey, Myra, how do we conduct business with the city? I'm a vendor that does promo items. I'm a vendor that sells, traffic signal lights and things like that. So this is an opportunity for all vendors. If you have a business, there has to be some way, if you're a caterer, whatever, you can actually do business with the city. This is the right time to actually let you know how you can do business with the city.
So at this time, we're encouraging all vendors to register for May 22nd, starting at 8:30 a.m. And tell us, where can we find this registration link? Where can they call if they have any questions?
They can call to 956-530-7186, and we can go ahead and give them a job. It's like a little QR code, or we can link them over to the website, and that's where they can register.
And you can find this this flyer, of course, on the homepage of our website, and also our social media sites. And yes, like you said, the QR code is there available for them to scan and register ahead of time.
Correct.
Tell the community what you do for our city. What does the purchasing department do? I feel like you're one of those departments that maybe doesn't interact with the community too much, but there's so much you do.
Yeah, so the purchasing department, we are really behind the scenes. Really, nobody really knows what exactly we do, but we are in charge of we're centralized. The purchasing department is centralized. So what we do is that everything and anything that the city procures comes through our office. Anything from office products to janitorial to construction contracts, things like that. So we pretty much maintain and make sure that we procure items and goods of services with the best price possible to make sure that we are spending our taxpayers' money correctly, that we're following the law, state, local, and federal. So that's pretty much what we do, just the contracting and the purchasing.
Okay, so before we jump into the event, tell us a little bit more about how we work with these vendors and why they're needed here.
So the best reason why we need these vendors is because we are very open to competition. We want to make sure that we get the best price possible. The more vendors we have, the better it is for the community, because of course our main objective is to make sure that we save the city money. So the more vendors that we have, the more vendors that we include with the City of Pharr, then the more competition that we have, the better pricing that we get. It's always better for the residents because they get the better pricing. They get, their taxpayers' money get used better.
Yeah, so this includes, it could be paper, right? Just
yes,
office supplies.
Anything and anything you can think of. Anything from, you look at traffic signal lights when you pass by, and, when these residents see a new infrastructure or streets getting repaired. All of those things it's very helpful that we get new vendors to come in, because those vendors can help us get better pricing. So that's why we are opening this vendor expo, so that we give the opportunity to more vendors to come and visit with us. And they also get the opportunity to meet with different departments as well.
So how do you get this idea, Myra? Have you seen it in other places?
Yes,
Why
absolutely.
did you decide to do it?
Absolutely. So in bigger cities, well, now, as you know, the City of Pharr is growing. So I think this is the best time that we can actually do this for the first time, is that the City of Pharr is just growing so much that this is the best opportunity that we can get to where, now the vendors can come and we can open this up so that we can competitively bid everything out.
Are there a certain type of vendors that you think we're currently lacking or looking for? Is there also an amount per category or service that they provide?
Well, the city doesn't have a limit of vendors, but we are right now we're close to 3,000 vendors, but we want to open it up. The more competition we have, the better, like I said. So we don't have a limit. We don't lack any kind of vendors, but this is the opportunity for vendors. Like, let's say that you want to open up your business to the city of Pharr, and you want to make sure that you do a contract with the city of Pharr. For example, if you have pest control services, uniforms, things like that, any kind of business that you have, it's open to the city of Pharr. That any services that we might procure, then you're welcome to attend the expo.
Okay, and so your department manages all those contracts.
Anything.
And it's it could be something temporary or something recurring with these vendors.
Right. It
Explain that.
So we also have term contracts, for example, like we have contracts for services for, like I said, pest control. We have a lot of services for uniforms. We have services for fire extinguisher services and things like that. So if your company offers a service, then I welcome you to attend the expo, because more than likely we'll use the service, janitorial services, things like that. So, I mean, it's just endless. I could go on forever.
Yes, and let's talk about all of the departments we have here in the city of Pharr. We have IT. We have the communications media
Yes.
department, right? So maybe if you offer some sort of broadcasting service, or if you're a freelancer and you're interested
Yes.
in offering your services.
Yes.
Other departments, Myra, that you want to bring up?
Well, IT is a good one. A lot of people offer software. We have also Parks and Rec. Let's say that you sell, sports goods and things like that. Parks and Recreation would be able to help you. The Bridge Department. We do have a lot of departments out there that, if you're catering services, we also have events. So things like that. So those are the kind of things. If you're any kind of vendor, I just welcome you to come. And I'm pretty sure there's somewhere where we can fit you in. There is going to be a little workshop just to kind of engage the vendors on how to do business with the city, the thresholds, what the requirements are. So, one of the things that we do require from the vendors is that you have a W-9, of course. And then also another thing that we require is that if you are going to conduct services, then this is the time where we would let you know what kind of insurance requirements we have and things of that nature. So this is where the vendors would get more informed as to what technicalities they need for.
I'm sure there's a lot of guidelines as well. And this is for vendors across the state of Texas.
Yes. It's open for all kinds of vendors, not just Texas, but also if there's local, state, and even federal, if y'all want to come down to the city of Pharr.
Okay, so we're encouraging all vendors
Yes.
to reach out to the city of Pharr, the purchasing department, if you have
Yes.
any questions, and join us that day. It's going to be, we have booths, right?
Yes.
Tell us how it's going to look.
So that's another thing. So we're going to have booths with the state of Texas cooperatives. Cooperatives are state agencies that have contracts. So if you are a vendor local and you want to do business with the state, then this is an opportunity as well. We're going to have tips out there for those of you that are familiar with tips, Buy Board and Sourcewell and Omnia as well. We're also going to have Choice out there. So they are going to have booths out there where this is also an opportunity for not only to meet the city of Pharr directors and people, but you're also going to be able to meet people from the state.
Great. So I don't know if we already spoke about this, but each director will have a slot during the
Yes.
day. We're starting at 8:30.
Yes.
At 8:30. And each director will have a slot.
Yes,
in
and
order
that'll
for
be in the
them.
schedule.
Yes, that will be in the schedule. So if you register, you'll be able to see that
Yes.
schedule. And if you're interested in IT or fire department or Parks and Rec, you'll be able
It'll
to
be on the
see
schedule.
where that expert is, and you can,
Go
talk
and
to
meet
them
with
that
them,
day.
talk to them.
Yeah.
Yes. I just really want to just welcome everyone. We're very excited to welcome everyone here for our first annual City of Pharr Expo, and we just want to welcome y'all.
And again, these vendors are who provide so many services to the city of Pharr, to every department, in order for us to better service and provide a good quality of life for our
Yes.
residents.
Definitely. And that's our job, is always the residents have always been our priority. We want to save the city money. We want to save the taxpayers money. That's what we're here for. And this is an event that's really, really going to help us with that.
And we know there's a lot of talent out there, so many businesses.
Yes, there's
right?
so many businesses out there that they're always asking, Myra, how do we do business with the city? And this is an opportunity for you to actually learn how the city works, to learn about our thresholds, to learn how, what goes to the city commission, what our thresholds are, how do you get into a contract. So this is just an opportunity for all vendors to know that, and everybody gets together. It's a lot of networking with, departments and everybody like that. It's people from the state. So it's just going to be a great opportunity for all the vendors.
Okay, do you want to go a little bit into detail about those thresholds when, certain purchases need to go
Yes,
to our
of course. So
council?
anything over $50,000, let's say, for example, if you want to do a contract with the city that exceeds 50,000, then of course the city commission has to be involved. So we do have to present that item to our city commissioners. We have to advise them of what competitive bidding was processed, and so that's what the threshold is 50,000 right now. So anything that's under 50,000 is pretty much handled at our level, of course, with city managerial approval. So it does go through the bidding process as far as just a competitive, 3 quotes is required and things
Quotes.
like that. Other than that, if you are on a co-op, which is why we're encouraging you to attend, if you are part of a cooperative, then you automatically get selected because it's like pre-qualified list.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of this with us, Myra.
You're
And
welcome.
we invite our community to join us for our first ever Vendors Expo, May 22nd, starting at 8:30 a.m. We'll see you there.
Thank you.